Well, hello. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Woo, it's been a minute. I feel like a lot of time has passed. Yesterday was a pretty long day. Um, I had to cancel my Tatsuo, hi, 426. Yeah, no, surrounded by pirates, that was fun. I'm glad that we could talk through it all together. Crowdsourcing. I did get the venison. I didn't get a lot. I had to drive very far in order to get it. Sometimes I have to get it from far away, but I'm like on my way, or like I've got business in that, town. Whereas this time it's just like I have no business in this town. So I tried to like make business. I was just like, I'll get, there's this restaurant. I'll get, something from them to go. There's a gift boutique that my town doesn't have, but this town has. Excuse me, hiccup. New shift starts February 2nd. I see. Well, Tatsuo, I hope that the transition goes well with your work schedule and and that you like it. Yeah. This town did have a Jolly Bee, but and I thought about it like, as I was like leaving the town, and I was just like, okay, well, like maybe, like where is it? But it ended up being like a little bit out of the way, and I was just like, but I'm here. Like it would add like maybe it would have added like I probably would have added 40 minutes to my drive, which in the scheme of things, I'm already there, probably not that terrible, but I was ready to like go home to Mochi cuz I didn't feed her dinner. I left like kind of midday. And I was just like, okay, it's going to take me 3 hours to get there, do whatever, and then 3 hours to get back. And that is exactly how it played out. She was really good though. She was very excited when I came home, and she didn't have any accidents in the house. I mean, I made sure to take her out before I left. I knew I was going to be out for a while, but I get scared sometimes because it's like, oh, because you can't like explain or rationalize things to dogs. You'd be like, I promise, like, I will be back. Like, I know that this is later than you are used to, but I will be back. And, you know, maybe. Maybe. I always get scared that it's like, oh, what would happen, She just wouldn't know. So, but, all good. I was able to get 4 packs of venison, which is not, it's okay. It's not 0. I was hoping for like 6 or more. And the thing is like my store that I go to that sells it, they they've been out. I called them and they were just like, oh, we might get it on Friday, and I was like, excuse me, a little tickle in my throat. Need a little sip of water. Friday for it to be a maybe is kind of pushing it. So then I started looking. It's like, okay, I could get it at the source, but like, it is more expensive from the source somehow. It's like, so I was just trying to calculate, like, okay, like how big of, like, when, like, is it still worth it? Probably. Like, it would still be worth it to like be guaranteed the thing, that's for sure. But it's like, how many would I need to buy for it to still be worth it to just hope that you know that my store sells it. Yeah. If yeah. No, but I can't. I need nutrition counts. Otherwise, I could just get any venison, and yeah. But we're looking for specific numbers. Specific numbers. But I mean, I do think about that too, that it's like in a pinch, if it was like literally this is the difference between no venison and a different venison, I might pick a different venison, but I know that could still have a little bit of like repercussions for Mochi potentially, depending. So I would hope that it wouldn't be like a significant one, but it might. She's just got yeah. But I think we'll know. Like I feel like she's been a little bit better about some things. So if her system is like really getting a little bit more back to normal, I wonder if it would be something that like over time it's like, oh, we could kind of open that up again, or it's only because we're doing it this way that she's like doing good, I don't know. It's tough. So, but yeah. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Let's see. Let me pull up my game. All right. What happened last time? Let's see. He had gotten. We got to see him again. Right? Let me think about this. It's chapter 7. Like, yeah, we got to see him again. Like, he left and we were scared that we weren't going to see him again. But then he did come back in the evening and he's just like, I'm gonna be with you forever. And it's just like, are you sure? Trying to think. Let's see, we went to our sister's store to see her display. Yeah, forever and ever. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. He hasn't showed back up, but Koharu was like, you can't see Yukimaru and you can't see Toka. Yeah, the curse was not lifted as we thought, yeah. But Koharu is still with us. And so we're crying. We're crying into this kimono, it looks like. Okay. After my mom came home, I said I felt sick and shut myself in the room. Just let the tears flow. I always knew this moment would come. I just never expected it to be so soon. I at least thought I'd be able to say goodbye. But even now, I could still call out to them. I learned to look forward, to keep moving. They showed me how, after all. Whispered to the emptiness. No reply came, not that I expected one would. My words just evaporated into the silence. Yet I felt compelled to keep talking. Toka, I know you've been with me ever since I was little. I'm so thankful for the moments we shared. I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart to have learned of your existence. Thank you. I took in a deep breath, seeking serenity, and then slowly let it out. Yukimaru? I was breaking down just calling his name. I'm so glad I met you. It wasn't that I couldn't speak. I just couldn't find the right words to say. What I really wanted to tell him. Tell my wife I love her. Let's see, what am I going to do? I will always be thinking about you. I will always think about you. Oh, Mochi didn't like that. Okay, sorry. I'll always be thinking about you. Even if I meet someone else in the future, my feelings for you will never change. Yeah. The room was silent. I said those words trying to move forward, but it didn't erase the pain I felt in my heart. Yeah, music critic Mochi. She's just like, don't quit your day job. I need this venison to keep flowing, and that ain't gonna pay the bills. Toots. I don't know why Mochi's this like, this This, you know, 40s mobster all of a sudden. Green Yoshi, hi! No problem. Thank you for the lurk. I hope you're having a good week so far. Happy Thursday. No response. Before, they could interact with objects, even eat. But now, there was no sign of them. Then came a knock, and the door opened without warning, without waiting for me to answer.
どうだ、調子は。
Koharu's question was tinged with awkwardness, perhaps unsure of what exactly to say. Yet somehow, his clumsiness made me feel just a little bit better. I just said goodbye to them, but I'm not sure I did it right. You should make out with me, and then they'll like show up again and be like, no! I tried to smile at him, but realized my smile was likely filled with pain. Hi, Mochi. I half expected them to show some kind of sign that they'd heard me, maybe move something, but because there was no response, it felt like I was saying goodbye to them too late. their cuckoldry senses tinkled. Yeah. Oh, there was this like funny episode, or not episode. There's a newsletter that I like for a store that sells Japanese goods, and they were actually talking about the category of NTR, which is like, you know, stolen lovers, cuckoldry kind of stuff. But apparently, it's a very popular genre. Yes. This is a very, very popular genre. Yeah. So I was like, not my cup of tea. But yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where it's just kind of like, they were like, yeah, like, but like they get as much like, you know, because they were like, oh, seems like a lot of US netizens don't like it. But they were saying like, no, a lot of Japanese netizens also don't like it, but somehow, like, you know, across like both, you know, regions, it's selling. So it's like, like I said, it's not to my taste, but I get that, you know, I get that sometimes people's tastes are not in alignment with like their reality, right? So, and that's totally fine. Like, look, there's stuff that like, there's certain BL titles that it's like, this is not quite my bag of tea. Like, I would not want this to happen in real life to anyone. You know, just because some of you know, it's very like extreme situations. It's like, that's out of control. But it is one of those things where it's like, it's not real. So indulging in it is, you know, I don't feel like it's something that's like, oh, the more you like consume something, the more you will be consumed by it. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, whoever's making it sure likes it enough to keep at it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that makes sense though. But there are always going to be people out there who want to make money, but they can't make money unless people want to spend money. So, you know. But like I said, to each their own, you know. Yeah, I mean, I definitely recognize, like, there's a lot of like BL series that it's just kind of like, oh, these people are so frustrating, but the art's so good. The art's so good. It's like, could y'all stop being so dumb and like misunderstanding in the worst possible way? But I understand. I understand that it's like, there needs to be a level of tension, maybe. You know, that people like a little bit of drama, sure. But I'm trying to think. I mean, like, I feel like there have definitely been series where it's like, you know, not a lot of drama happens and it can still be just as good. You know? Like, it's like, it's not that big of a problem. So, I don't know. Yeah. As long as you aren't doing real harm to anyone, you won't kink shit. Yeah. Fair.
そうじゃない。いたずらに人の世へ干渉することは良くないこととされている。まあ、人に悪さする奴らもいるが、大抵のあやかしはわきまえている。 干渉したら罰があるってわけじゃないがな。人の世に暗黙の決まりがあるように、あやかしの世にもそういうのがある。常識ってやつだ。
I see.
ちなみに言っておくが、過度に人の姿に化けるのも干渉になる。
Why aren't spirits allowed to intervene?
今回の場合、お前の思いを縛ることになる。お前の人生の邪魔になるだろう。人は人、あやかしはあやかしだ。
That's fair. I guess I kind of understand that. Yukimaro said he looked for ways for us to stay together, but found none. I just wish I could see him for a few more seconds. A moment to say goodbye would have been nice. But maybe that wasn't what I needed. I knew this day was inevitable, and thought I was ready for it, but clearly I was not. Why can't spirits do that? Systemic discrimination. Or the other way where it's just like, we can't do that because we're better than you.
心ってのは頭で整理できることじゃないからな。
Hearing him agree with me lightened my heart. At the same time, I started thinking about Yukimaro. I wondered how he was holding up. I've been so wrapped up in my own feelings. Is Yukimaro... How do I say this? Should I ask if he's happy? Or if he's managing okay? Should I ask about his role as a guardian spirit? Koharu, reading my concern, offered a comforting smile.
あいつなら大丈夫だ。ガキみてえな振る舞いばかりだが、それなりにできたやつではある。
Well, if you say so, Koharu, then I feel better. He's right. In the time I spent with Yukimaro, it seemed like he'd prepared himself for this. He was always anxious for my future. He would always worry about what would happen after he was gone. I need to pull myself together. I think it'll take a while before I'm able to go back to living an ordinary life like I was before, but I'll do my best. I smiled and Koharu reciprocated.
お前なら大丈夫だとは思うが、俺はもう少しだけ様子を見ていることにする。
Let me hold you in my arms, baby. I'll make sure you're safe. Thank you. So the reason I can see you is because you still need to haunt me, right? So when are you planning to do the haunting? I'd like to brace myself for it.
そう構えなくてもいい。じっくり恐怖を味わわせてやるからな。干渉に浸る暇なんてないくらいに。
I gulped hard in response to his intense gaze. Please don't make it too scary.
冗談だ。ま、お前が雪丸のことが気になっている間は、ここにいてやる。
Oh, in that case, can you tell me about him? What is he doing these days?
ああ、嫌な情報を流してやる。例えば、今お前の部屋で鼻をほじくっているとかな。
Rude. I wouldn't say that's something I don't want to hear. If anything, it's just funny.
叩くんじゃねえ。冗談を言っただけだろ。
Oh, is he really there?
ああ、センスで叩いてきやがった。今はお前の隣にいるぜ。お前から見て左だ。
I turned to where Koharu indicated. I obviously couldn't see him. So Yukimaro is somewhere around here. That would mean his eyes would be around here. Though invisible, I hoped my eyes could meet his.
お前、すごいな。俺からしたら、見つめ合ってるように見えるぞ。
That thought alone was comforting. I spent so much time with Yukimaro. I think he would be... Oh, he's looking up your skirt. What a perv! He was about this tall. I wonder if we're still making eye contact. I want to see you, Yukimaro. If I could be the one to enter your world. I sighed, knowing such dreams were impossible.
お前が合わせるか。
Oh, it's time for the murder plot. Huh? What is it?
いや、なんでもね。とりあえず、今日はとっとと寝ちまえ。あ、母親が心配してるから、顔見せてやれよ。
I smiled when Koharu mentioned my mom as he left the room. He's right. I shouldn't worry her. I knew it probably looked like a mess right now. I decided to wash my face before heading downstairs. Yay, homicide! Let's make more ghosts! Oh, Yukimaro's ghost perspective. After ensuring Lolli had fallen asleep, I quietly left her room. Then I put more boogers everywhere.
予想以上に悲しませてしまったな。
I'd intended the words only for myself, but soon heard a reply.
仕方のないことなのです。きっと彼女は乗り越えると信じて見守ることしかできないですから。
Despite his youthful appearance, Toka was a deity. His wisdom and intelligence shined through. His aura was far more noble than mine ever was, even when I was a god.
トーカ殿は彼女を長年思っているのであろう。どのようにして割り切っておるのだ。
I knew it was bold to ask him that. Toka was a rival for her love, after all. And yet, Toka responded with a smile.
僕は彼女が大好きで、それだけなのです。お返しは花から期待していませんから。
Aww. You know, I gotta say, I'm a little surprised that Toka is the secret true ending, but I mean, I think that was a very sweet thing. So I'll be looking forward to that.
そこに来ると、雪丸さんはかわいそうですね。彼女の行為を知ってしまったから、欲が生まれた挙句、苦しんでいる。
Spoilers. I mean, he has shown. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure. So, he's been in all the playthroughs, and he doesn't have a route, and we know that there's a secret one. So, pretty sure. Unless somebody comes out of left field, I don't think so. These games have a recipe, you see.
もともと神であったというのに、まるでなっていないです。それだから、あやかしになどなり下がるのですよ。
Yes, Ayaka route. Maybe. That's true. That's true. His words hit hard. Through his smile, I could tell he was very angry. Though I suppose that makes sense. My question towards him was rather thoughtless.
ま、僕も同じ立場になればわかりませんけど。彼女には傷ついてほしくないですから、どうにかするです。これは、雪丸さんのせいですよ。
With that, Toka disappeared. This is my fault. He was absolutely right. I had no rebuttal. But there was a solution. It would take a great deal of time, and it would bind her. I would rather avoid that if we can.
もう少し様子を見るとするかの。
They say love can drive you mad, and clearly, I was no exception.
まあ狂うのもいい。彼女のためならばそれでも。
Oh man. So there's another series that I like a lot. And there's a very crazy character who has gone crazy for love, for sure. But for a good reason though. Like his craziness is warranted. But he's also a long-haired character. So it's like but I ended up finding like I found that character, he's crazy in everybody's playthrough, even his own. But I actually found his story to be like actually very, very romantic. When you don't think too hard about the crazy stuff. I tossed and turned, unable to find sleep. Naturally, thoughts of Yukimaro filled my mind. Gazing at the ceiling, I replayed our moments together. The ritual the priest performed, that's how I was able to see him. It's thanks to that ritual we got to spend so much time together. I knew this experience was once in a lifetime. I wonder if anyone involved with that priest experienced something similar. That's right, the ritual! If the priest could perform it a second time, maybe I could see Yukimaro again. But is that really okay? Of course I want to see Yukimaro, but is that really something he wants? Tomorrow morning, I'll visit the shrine and ask the priest directly. The next morning, I intended to go to school as soon as I was done at the shrine, so I got dressed in my uniform and headed over there. Upon entering, I saw the priest raking the grounds as usual and ran up to him. Good morning.
おお、これはいつぞやのお嬢さんではないですか。
He seemed to recognize me, which I realized could speed things up. Do you remember the ritual you performed for me the other day? Did it have any special powers associated with it?
ああ、あれですか。わしに力があるかどうかは自分ではわからぬのですが、そうですな。あなたはどうだったのですかな。
Me? Raking sounds mean leaf pile to jump in, yeah. I'm just giving him a purpose, you know, making him redo it.
ええ、そうです。お祓いはするものではなく、されたものの方が効果が実感できるでしょう。
Well, you might think this is strange. I ended up being able to see spirits, but it was only temporary.
なんと、それは申し訳ないことをした。ああ、なんということをしてしまったのか。
The real murdery ones. If only he had shown this concern earlier. But please, don't worry about that. It was a truly unique experience. One I'm actually very grateful for. Actually, the thing is, I'd like to see those spirits again, especially one in particular. I've told myself to let go, to move on, yet I find myself looking for ways to see him again.
もう一度あの払いをして差し上げてもよいのだが、それはあなたのためにならんだろう。
Oh, why not?
人とあやかしは住まう世が違うのじゃ。どちらかがどちらかの世に寄り添わねばならん。お嬢さんは思いを寄せているあやかしにそれを強いれるか、それともお主があやかしの世に赴けるか。
To be together, one of us must endure hardship.
もう一度会えたとしてもまた別れが来る。忘れろとは言わんが、折り合いをつけるのがいいだろう。
After sharing his advice, the priest excused himself, mentioning he had chores to attend to, and disappeared behind the shrine. I know he's right. I know that. Deep down, I already knew the two of us lived in different worlds. I exited the shrine and paused, checking my phone. It's only just after 7. Because I was in such a rush, I hadn't considered what to do with all the extra time. With about an hour before school started, I decided to take a walk. I headed for Beachfront Park. As I walked, my thoughts once again drifted to Yukimaro. I leaned against the beachside fence and lost myself in the game.
おい、早まるな。
Hearing a familiar voice, I turned to see Koharu, panic-stricken, rushing towards me. clutched my shoulders tightly.
死んでも何の解決にもならねえ。そんなことするくらいなら俺が方法を。
Oh, poor Koharu. We're giving him a run for his money. Making him stress out. Seeing my confused expression, Koharu's face gave way to confusion. I wasn't planning on dying.
身投げしようとしてたんじゃないのか。
No, I'd never do that. Why would you think that? And how did he know I was here?
くっそ、雪丸のやつぶっ殺す。
What about Yukimaro?
あいつが俺に知らせてきたんだよ。我に会いたいあまり心が病んで海に身投げしようとしておるってな。
Oh, Yukimaro. Yukimaro. I've never heard this music before. That's funny. I thought he knew me better than that. Well, I guess just because he could read my aura, that doesn't mean he knows what I'm thinking. Maybe it's because I went to the shrine and asked about the ritual? And as I was walking here, I just kind of got lost in thought. Maybe he got the wrong idea?
そういうことだったのか。た、雪丸の早とちりかよ。まあ、勘違いでよかったぜ。
I'm sorry.
お前が謝ることじゃねえ。悪いのはあのバカタレだ。
Baka! Though I only gave Koharu a wry smile, deep down I felt somewhat reassured. Yukimaro's still looking out for me. Oh, I've seen this in Twilight. She starts getting like, oh no, he's left me. And it's like, the only way I can feel alive is to like live on the edge. And like she puts herself in a bunch of like situations that like look like it could be ending. And that's how she gets reunited. She's like, ooh, I feel closer to this person when I like almost die. I'm gonna keep almost dying. So, yeah, the threat of death to induce hallucinations. Yeah, except he was there, watching from afar.
それで神主からお祓いのことを聞いたのはもう一度お願いするためか。
While Jacob watches us wreck his bike. Yes. Initially, I just had a few questions. I did consider it, but I just want to see Yukimaro. Deep down, I was hoping he might do it again. I just can't help but wish, you know? I thought it might work, but the priest told me it will. I was trying to get closure, and I was only getting more confused. I wonder if it worries Yukimaro to see me like this. I let out a self-deprecating laugh. Koharu then softly muttered,
お前にあやかしを見せることはできる。
Oh, but the trade-off is you have to see all of them. Even the really scary ones. They're not all Caspers. They're not all Ikiben. They're not all handsome men. Some of them are missing parts. Look real nasty. So, but yeah, totally fine. What? My eyes widened in shock at Koharu's words.
昨日お前言っただろう。今度は自分が雪丸に合わせるって。
You could work here. You could work for me. I need an apprentice. I want vacations from your friend. Even the ones that want to eat you in the unfun way. Yeah.
俺は雪丸側で考えていて、お前の側では考えていなかった。だから、お前をたたるっていう名目が俺にはある。だから、お前の迷惑になる術ならかけられる。
Ooh, cast a spell. I cast a spell on you. Then please cast that spell on me. As long as I can see Yukimaro, I don't care what else happens to me. Koharu didn't react right away to my plea. Instead, his gaze shifted elsewhere. After a moment, he spoke.
まあ、お前は反対するだろうな。だが、こいつがこうなってるのは、お前の責任でもあるだろう。
Guys, I'm right here. I'm right here.
中途半端に愛するくらいなら、 鼻から気持ちを隠しておくべきだった。俺ならそうする。
He was clearly talking to someone I couldn't see. Yukimaro must be against this idea. Naturally, Yukimaro wouldn't want a spell that could hurt me to be cast on me.
悪いが俺はこいつの意志を尊重する。お前の出番はそれからだ。
With that, Koharu turned his attention back to me.
さっきの提案した術だが、ユキマロが反対するほど危険なものだ。
Plus, it requires us to make out. Is it something life-threatening?
そこまでじゃないが、精神的に辛くなる可能性があってな。お前にかけるのは、別の世のものが全て見えちまう術だ。
Other realms? You mean more than just spirits?
ああ、幽霊や化け物、悪魔なんてのも見えちまうかもしれねえ。
I felt my heart skip a beat. Demons? This time, I felt unable to answer right away.
あの二人だけが見えていたのは、お祓いに居合わせたのがあいつらだけだったからだろう。例えば他の者まで居合わせていたら、お前の精神はとっくに病んでいたかもしれねえ。
This is like in all the there's a bunch of board games based off of like H.P. Lovecraft works, and so like Eldritch Horror and Eldritch Scrolls, something like that. Arkham Horror, like these are all. So anytime a monster like appears, you actually have to do a terror check. Yeah, Cosmic Horror. Yeah. H.P. Lovecraft universe. But basically, you have to do a terror check. So that's probably the you could be overwhelmed emotionally if it's just kind of like, I rolled really badly and I am terrified of this thing. I'm gonna, have disadvantage, or I'm gonna get, attacked. All these things. I do like those games a lot, though. It's very difficult to get to the table. It's a very long, it's a very long game. But I like it. I'll have to figure out. That'd be a fun thing to try out. Like doing that online. I'll have to think about it. Because there's an app that goes with it and stuff, so I have to think about it. Anyways. A chill ran down my spine. At first, I resented the priest for not casting that spell on me again, but now... Community game night, that'd be fun. Perhaps in a way, I was fortunate. Reflecting back on it, it seemed a blessing the priest hadn't repeated the ritual.
それじゃあ、もう一度聞く。お前は、俺に術をかけてほしいか？
Probably yes. Yeah. Yes, I want you to. Oh yeah. Yes, I want you to. I blurted out the words before I knew it. Koharu slowly nodded after seeing my determination and returned to his spirit form.
いっ！こら、やめろって！
What's wrong? Oh, is that Yukimaro?
たく、どうにかしてえなら、お前自身で何とかしやがれ！
Koharu shouted at where I guessed Yukimaro was, and then placed his hand on my forehead. Smooch! Just kidding. In that instant, I felt a surge flow through me. I could feel something pouring into me from Koharu's hand. This is opium! This is now an opium den! My vision! Scenes flashed in and out. I feel nauseous.
いくらお前でも、俺の仕事を邪魔することは許さねえ。それにな。
Besides, I've already drugged her.
雪丸、お前は、愛した女を守れる男だろ。
The world spun wildly around me. My vision distorted beyond endurance, just as I thought I'd collapse. gentle embrace steadied me.
小春恨むぞ。
Ooh! We gotta look at angry Yukimaru face? Let's see.
恨むならてめえを恨みやがれ。自分で蒔いた種だろうが。
Could that be Yukimaru's voice? Oh, does he look different? Has he been pretending really hard that this is what he looks like and he looks like Lord Farquaad? And then I lost consciousness. When I woke up, everything was white. I was somewhere unfamiliar.
起きたの？私の声が聞こえる？
My vision was foggy, but gradually it became clearer. Oh, Mom?
よかった。もう心配したじゃない。
I'm sorry? Confused, I apologized to my mom and started to look around. Am I in a hospital? Huh? Why? Surprised, I sat up quickly. It didn't feel like there was anything wrong with me.
あなた覚えていないの？早朝に海辺で倒れていたそうよ。雪丸さんが発見してくれて助かったわ。
You saw Yukimaru?
ええ。あなたを病院へ運んでくれたのは雪丸さんなのよ。勤務中にこんなに驚いたことはないわ。検査をしたのだけれど、どこにも異常はないようだし。一緒に帰りましょう。
Oh, okay. Ah, now I remember. Kohari cast a spell on me, making me feel ill, and I collapsed. I thought I heard Yukimaru's voice then. Does this mean I can see people from other realms now? We had to sign a lot of paperwork, so by the time we arrived home, it was already late. As soon as we arrived home, Mom wanted me to go straight to bed to rest and ushered me to my room. I don't feel any different. And neither Koharu nor Yukimaru have come to visit me. Don't tell me that it was all just a dream. I muttered, but there was no response. The next day at school, I immediately sensed something in me had changed. The reason? Oh! We're gonna see Kureha. We're gonna see Hibiki. It was during our lunch break. Sayaka and I were on our way to the cafeteria. Huh? Who is that? I don't recognize him. Hey! And Koyo too. Looking carefully, there appeared to be a man in a kimono with what looked like blood smeared around his stomach. The person behind him, dressed in modern clothes, looked noticeably pale. Could they actually be ghosts?
そういえばさ、あなたがあの喫茶店のバイトに入ったら食べに行きたいねって家族と話してて。
Well, well, well. Koharu's spell. It worked.
ねえ、どうしたの？
Can I ask you something strange? Do you see anyone at the end of the hall? Like someone in a kimono? Sayaka glanced down the hallway and shook her head.
そんな人どこにもいないよ。生徒以外には先生だけ。え、ちょっと待って。まさかあなた何か見えるの？幽霊とか？
I quickly shook my head. The last thing I needed was for Sayaka to start dragging me around to haunted places. No way. I was just trying to spook you. Guess that backfired. My bad.
私が怖がるわけないでしょ。幽霊に会いたいタイプの人間なんだから。
They can tell. That's why they don't want. They're like cats. They're just like the more you want the attention of the cat, the more the cat's like, ugh, brother, That's a prank, bro. Can't take a joke. She'd probably be jealous if I told her the truth. Man, if I keep seeing things like this, I don't know how I'm gonna hold up. Wait till you see the girl in the toilet. After school, I wanted to head home with Sayaka, but she sprinted off, saying she had college prep. So I was left alone in the classroom. Since I was on class duty today, I had to stay behind, alone. really scared. I just want to get out of the school quickly. Rushing down the stairs, I hurried past the mirror. I instantly regretted glancing in the mirror. What should have been only my own reflection instead showed a pale boy. He had something very unsettling around his neck.
憎い。許さない。
I sprinted out of the school as fast as I could. Sup. I read with all my might through town, the scenes blurring together. Panting, I collapsed in the living room. Once my breathing eased, I noticed the silence. Being alone right now is the last thing I need. Mom said she'd be back late today, too. I came to the horrifying realization that I could see ghosts, but why hasn't Yukimaru shown up yet? What if Koharu's spell was flawed, and now I'm stuck seeing only ghosts? The thought was terrifying. As despair took hold, I felt a tap on my shoulder. Ah! Startled, I screamed and backed away.
これ、落ち着くのだ。我だぞ、愛しの恋人であるぞ。
Oh, your lovely beloved lover. His voice instantly calmed me. It wasn't a ghost that appeared, but Yukimaru, the only one I'd been yearning to see. Yukimaru! My voice cracked with emotion as he pulled me into a gentle, reassuring hug.
よしよし。怖い思いをしたようだな。小春のいまいましい術のせいだろう。
愛しの恋人. Please, don't be too hard on him. I was the one who asked Koharu for the spell.
わかっておる。そなたのせいではない。小春に散々言われたからの。東花殿にも随分と責められた。
He tightened his embrace as we spoke. Craving the need to feel close to him, I hugged him tightly back.
はあ、かわいいやつめ。我に会いたい一心でとんでもないことをする。困った恋人じゃ。
I'm sorry.
謝罪は受け付けぬ。そなたがこうまでするほど我が愛を注いでしまったのだから。
Do you have any regrets about your feelings towards me? About everything that's happened? You recently learned during one of your language study streams that the first kanji in Itoshi is the same kanji as I love. Oh.
そのようなことは一切ない。我はそなたを愛せて心から嬉しいのだ。この愛をそなたに聞かせたのも後悔。ただ我らが愛し合いすぎているだけのこと。
Before, I would have been embarrassed to hear those words coming from him. But now, I felt different. I wanted to soak up each word he said to me. I realized that this was happening.
よいか。我はもう引き下がらぬ。たとえそなたを縛ることになろうとも、それでそなたを守れるのなら。
Huh? But you said before there was no way. No way!
実はあるのだ。人とあやかしが結ばれる方法がな。
Why didn't you say so before?
そなたの心を縛る方法だからだ。永遠に我と共にあることを誓い、そなたはあやかしの嫁として死後あやかしへと生まれ変わる。
Aww. At first, I didn't understand. Wife? A spirit? Me?
今すぐ婚姻を交わすということだ。そして人間としての生を全うした後、そなたはあやかしとなる。
Aww.
我と共にあれるように。
Matrimony ritual. One way a spirit and mortal can be together. Once in matrimony, both parties' hearts are bound, and their hearts will never stray to others. The mortal will be reincarnated as a spirit after death. Become a spirit after I die? Yukimaro? This is all rather sudden. I could hardly imagine what it would be like to die, let alone be a spirit. And marriage? That means I'd be Yukimaro's wife, and would have to happen immediately. Why are you suggesting this now?
そなたを縛り付けてしまうゆえ、この方法は取りたくなかったのだ。だが、その瞳にかけられた術を解くために必須でな。
Wait, it's possible to reverse the spell?
ああ。そなたの夫となれば、相手が人間であれ、力を注ぐ名目ができる。妻を守るためというな。
I don't think I am familiar with this spirit marriage plot. I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like, did I play Silent, or, let's see. I feel like I played Silent Hill. Which Silent Hill did I play? I didn't finish it. I know that. I watched my brother play one of them. I just don't remember which one. I don't feel like I can say anything that would like set it apart. Be like, oh yeah, and there were babies with knives. It's like, which one? I remember a scene of like a bathtub that was like filling with water, and then it was like filling with like blood, but there was like nobody in the bathroom. Something like that. I don't know. That's a long. I feel like I just saw that scene. I don't think that was the one that I played though. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't like those kinds of games, so I probably just blocked it out of my brain. Like, no. I see. Silent Hill F is the newest one. The way he said wife just moments ago, it seemed like it was a word used to describe someone else. But now the word struck deep. Despite my confusion, Yukimaro reached out and gently caressed my cheek.
このような瞳でいれば、必ずやそなたは苦しむことになる。死者を目にして正常であれる人間はいない。
Yeah, well, I'd already gotten a taste of that from when I was at school. Being alone in the school after Sayaka left was one of the most terrifying things I'd ever experienced. Now I understood why both Yukimaro and Koharu had tried to talk me out of the spell. They didn't want me to have to endure this.
だが、こうも思うのだ。そなたの心を縛り付けてしまうのはいかがなものだろうかと。我と婚姻を結べば、そなたは生涯他の者と結ばれることはない。独り身で過ごさせてしまう。さらに、あやかしへの転生も決定してしまう。それが、そなたにとって良いものなのか。
So Yukimaro has his doubts about this route too. I was glad to know he cared about me and was willing to consider all the possibilities. I don't want to let go of him, but marriage, that's a big step. I'm probably gonna marry him, yeah. Yeah, I'll marry you. Kekkon! Kekkon kudasai! That's okay with me, so Yukimaro, I'd like to marry you. He's like, oh, hey, this is moving too fast. It's not you, it's me. Saying it out loud made me flush scarlet.
本当に
I can't imagine loving any person. I mean, loving any person or spirit like I love you. Confessing made me feel shy, but Yukimaro pulled me into a tight embrace.
ありがとう。このような決断をさせてしまって、なんと言ったらよいのやら。
Yeah, I know. It's like we got from kiss to marriage in one playthrough. I should be apologizing to you. I ignored your wishes when I asked Koharu to cast that spell on me. Not only did you forgive me, you saved me. After all, this is because I asked Koharu to put that spell on me. Wonder what dowry Yukimaro expects from your family. Yeah. Cake, but dessert. He's fine. you really okay with marrying me, Yukimaro? I mean, I know you're doing it to protect me, but...
良いに決まっておる。このような流れになってしまったが、心から嬉しくて仕方ないのだ。そなたと夫婦になれるなんて夢のようじゃ。再会できるのは先になるが、それは些細なこと。
I'm glad to hear. Wait, we're going to reunite later? I gently push Yukimaro back to question him. What do you mean by it will take time to reunite?
決まっておる。そなたの死後に再び会うのだ。そなたと婚姻を結んだ後、我が瞳にかけられた術を解く。
Suddenly, I felt uneasy.
そうすれば、そなたは元通りになるのだ。別の世のものが見えなくなるゆえ、我の姿もまた視界から消える。
So, if I live like this... So if I live to about 80, I won't see you for another 64, 65 years?
そうなる。まあ、時が経つのなんてあっという間じゃ。
The thought of such a lengthy separation made me feel dizzy. But Yukimaro had mentioned this before. Marrying me means that you could never wed another. You'd be forced to live your life in solitude. Apparently, it was true. I'd literally be alone. So if we just stay as we are now, then all I need to do is get used to seeing ghosts, right?
そうだが、まさか我と婚姻を結ぶのが嫌になったのか。
Huh? No, that's not it at all. I really can't bear the thought of not seeing you for so long. I mean, I just have to get used to it, right?
何を言う。今日学校であんな目に遭っておいて。
What? How do you know about that? Wait, don't tell me. You wanted me to experience how frightening things could be, didn't you?
だってそなたはそうでもしなければわからぬだろう。
His point was valid, and I wasn't sure what to say.
まだ迷いがあるようじゃな。そなたには選ぶ権利がある。だからじっくり考えてみてほしい。
This must be his form of kindness. I'm glad he's at least letting me choose. What if we had an open marriage? Then I could have boyfriends. Just kidding. I thought it would be very difficult. I would think power to people that works for, but I think I'm a little too greedy for that. I would have a difficult time. Thank you. I do need some time to think.
M、その間は我も共に学校についていくし、常にそばにいよう。悪しき者から守らねばな。
Yeah, he can't have spirit or human girlfriends. What about your duties as a guardian spirit?
我はそなたの方が大臣なのだ。
Seeing his expression, I felt my heart grow cold. His smile looked so pained. This is all my fault. I was the reason for his pain. If I kept things the way they are now, he would have to bind himself to me, despite his role as someone who wanted to bring joy to others. Oh, we're about to get divorced? At night, I stayed close, watching Lolli sleep. I didn't mean to frighten her, yet I knew I'd put her through a lot. It pained me to see her alone, but she needed to see the gravity of her situation. I wanted her to grasp the terror of ghosts, to understand the danger of living her life with that sight. However, even if Lolli decided to live that way, there was still another path. Well, I just, like, either I don't get to see him for 65 years and we'll be reunited at the end. That's nice, but that still feels very lonely. Or we try and make it happen, but he seems very sad because it seems like, oh, I will not be able to like do my job because you will be my new job. I don't know. But if I were to reveal it to her, I fear she would feel guilty and force herself to marry me. FEAL. Typo.
どんなことがあってもそなたを守るぞ。
Even if it costs me my role as a guardian spirit. Ah, see, that's he would be sacrificing something for me to be around. Can't be easy. The next morning, when I awoke to see Yukimaro nearby, I felt joy unlike any I'd felt in a long while. Yet my heart wasn't fully at ease. I kept thinking about our future. Before, I was sad about not being able to have a future with him, but now it was the opposite. Do I marry him only to reunite after death, or keep my sight living as before with him by my side? I wanted to marry him, that felt right, but the decades of living apart made me waver. I'm off! Leaving home, Yukimaro was there as usual, waiting outside. Oh, Toka and Koharu, you're here too! Seeing the others standing beside Yukimaro, I blinked in surprise.
おはよう、待っておったぞ。今日からまた一緒に登校じゃ。
またあなたとこうして会話できるなんて。またあなたとこうして会話できるなんて夢みたいです。
I'm happy too.
俺は術の調子を見に寄ってみただけだ。
Green
お前のことは
Yoshi, hi.
もう語り終えたからな。
They cast a spell on me. I'm not dead. I have not crossed over to the spirit world. We are... Here's Green Yoshi. Here's the options. Either we can marry Yukimaro, and then he'll be like, cool, we'll be reunited when you die. Then you will be turned into a spirit, and then like we'll be pre-married, basically. But I won't get to see him for the duration that I live. Or I can like have this like spirit sight and be like terrorized for however long that keeps me alive. And then, but it might mean that he might have to give up something, like, you know, the chance to be a guardian spirit or something like that. So, but he hasn't told us that. Right, my spirit board curse has been lifted. It all felt a little bittersweet. Koharu had been looking out for me the whole time. Koharu, you never really haunted me. You've been nothing but helpful.
その瞳に術をかけてもか？後々になって恨むなよ。
But Green Yoshi, what if you live to be like 90? Like she's in high school, and yeah, you would just not get to see him. and you would have to be faithful. I think that's the rule, unless you make an open marriage rule. Yeah. Will he love old lady Lolli? I think if I commit to him now, I'll look like this, kind of like in Titanic, where at the end it's like she's going up the staircase. Yeah. Light work tea. Yeah. The age of 90 is in demand. Right. I won't. It's exactly what I asked for.
恋人の我を無視して会話するでない。
Sorry, it's just so nice being able to see everyone again. We had a serious conversation last night, so I was anxious to see Yukimaro today. I was glad to see he was his normal self. Yet, every once in a while, I thought I saw the same pained smile he wore before rising to the surface. Maybe you can pick what age your spirit will look like. Ooh, that'd be nice. I hope so. I hope so. Because, like, what if... yeah. What if the spirit also doesn't know how it works? And then you're just like, hello, Yukimaru. Come give me a kiss. Wait, let me take my dentures out. And he's just like, oh no, I have committed to eternity. Oh no, we're in the spirit world. I can't just exercise you. And then he starts doing like King Henry shenanigans where it's just like, okay, we're not allowed to divorce, so I think I have to murder you. Oh no. Think of the movie Coco. You know what? I have never finished Coco. I don't know how it ends. I watched it and I thought I would be able to finish it on the flight to Mexico. But I didn't. It's kind of I think I'm probably on the like last 10 minutes too, so I just don't know how it ends. But yeah. What should I do? No, what do I want to do? I bid farewell to Toka and Koharu outside of the school, and since then, Yukimaru had been guarding me in his spirit form. Before I knew it, school wrapped up and Yukimaru and I left campus together. He had switched back into his mortal form. I couldn't stop feeling guilty about him having to continuously switch back and forth. Oh, by the way, the cafe owner called with my official work schedule.
ほう、それは楽しみじゃな。そなたの働く姿が。
Suddenly, Yukimaru cut off mid-sentence. His face turned serious and his whole body seemed to tense up. What's wrong, Yukimaru?
あ、いや、なんでもない。
Despite his words, it was obvious something was wrong. How was Mexico? Mexico was fun! I stayed at a resort, and you could do like outside of resort excursions and stuff too, but I went to the resort and there was just so much like food and stuff, like because it was an all-inclusive one, so like it's kind of nice not having to worry. Like most of the restaurants inside the resort were like pretty good. Yeah, why would she feel guilty about not wanting to look insane in public? Something like this happened before. I gasped. I couldn't forget that moment. You're like a little kid.
そなたも我のように。
In mid-sentence, I felt Yukimaru's hand jolt in mine. He showed me an expression like this one.
少しそばを離れても構わぬか。
It was when he got called by the Spirit Society. Afterward, Yukimaru said he was called by the Guardian Spirit Society and had to leave. Did the society call you again?
そんなことはないぞ。ちょっとぼやっとしていただけなのだ。
It was easy to tell when Yukimaru was lying. Yukimaru, let's get married. Right now. My mind had been leaning toward that decision. I couldn't get his pained smile out of my mind.
急にどうしたというのだ。しかもこんなところで。
My feelings for you are overflowing. I love you from the bottom of my heart. It was the honest truth. Though it was hard to think of being apart from him, we'd meet again after I died. So I was ready to say goodbye to the sight that had been cast on me.
我を侮ってもらっては困る。無理をしているとわかるぞ。
Well, so are you, Yukimaru. You've been neglecting your guardian spirit duties to look after me.
そんなことはない。今は長期休暇中なのだ。
They didn't fire me. I quit. He really is terrible at lying. I can manage walking home alone. So please, go see the society.
やだ、我はそなたを守ると決めておる。家に着くまで、いや、着いてからもずーっとそばにいるのだ。
That's sweet, but I don't want to cause you any more trouble. Please, try to understand.
負担などではない。大切なそなたを守れていることこそ我にとって幸福なのだ。
You're not going to back down, are you?
そなたこそ。
Sparks flew between us. Why are we even fighting? I didn't want to argue with him, but neither of us was willing to back down. The silence lasted all the way home, turning into a quiet standoff as we reached the house.
ゆきまろさんと喧嘩したです。
You
だって
tell?
ゆきまろさん半べそ書いてるです。あとバカってつぶやいているです。
Oh.
ほんと子供みたいに純粋で座敷わらしにぴったりです。
Is that typical for guardian spirits?
座敷わらしになるには面接があるです。どんなあやかしにもなれるものではなくて必須の条件があるです。それは子供のように純粋な心であること。
Oh, he won't be pure of heart when we get married. I don't think that's how that works. That suits Yukimaro perfectly.
ですです。ちょっとアホなところもあるですけど、それが座敷わらしなのです。
Guardian Spirit Society 2. Joining the organization requires going through an interview. Additional requirements include having a heart as pure as a child's. They say the acceptance rate is very low. Too much hand-holding, his purity has been tainted. Indeed.
純粋に人を思い、純粋に幸福を願う。そこに余計な感情は一切ないです。あなたにはそうもいかないみたいです。
Baby took us onto something. When it came to me, Yukimaro always pushed. He hid his sorrow and would sacrifice himself for me. Thank you so much, Toka. I might not see you again, but I'll always remember you.
あなたからのお別れの言葉はもうもらってるですから。
Then, that night when I suddenly couldn't see them anymore, I whispered goodbye to him. He was listening. Even if I can't see them, it's nice to know they'll still be around. In that moment, Toka helped me realize something critical. I hope you'll keep watching over me. Smiling, I made my request, and Toka smiled back. I needed to have a long conversation with Yukimaro. It would probably be our last one. It's not you, it's me. Things are moving too fast. Let's just be friends. I quickly found Yukimaro and gently led him to a secluded spot for us to talk alone. On the way here, I saw an idol who passed away. He was walking around, smiling like everything was normal. Oh no, Senna! Ooh. I knew it would likely be the last time I'd see the spirits.
どうしたというのだ。このような場所まで連れてきようって。
I thought this would be the perfect place to say goodbye to you. Oh, you look sad.
もう話はついたはずじゃ。そなたが無理をしているのならまだ決めなくても。
I'm not pushing myself. My voice subtly shook. I was panicking a little inside, but I tried my best not to let it show. I didn't break eye contact with him. Yukimaro, let's get married.
もう良いのだ。そのような気を放っていて婚姻を結ぶと言われても信じられぬ。
Hey, that's not fair. Yukimaro gave me a bitter smile and stepped closer to me.
無理に表情を作らなくていい。無理に言葉を作らなくていい。そなたが素直であれることが我の願いなのだから。
You were holding back too. I know you were struggling when you got summoned by the Guardian Spirit Society. noticed yesterday? When I decided to keep my eyes as they are, you smiled, but it was strained.
気づいておったか。我に隠し事は向いていないらしい。
Yeah, you're a bad liar. Bad liar, bad liar. With that, Yukimaru sighed and seemed willing to open up to me.
そなたがその瞳のまま我と共にあることを願うならそれでいいのだ。ただ常にそばにいないと不安で仕方ない。だから我は座敷わらし協会を抜けそなただけのあやかしとなろう。
I had a feeling he might say that. Oh. Don't do it. It still pained me. I didn't know much about spirits, but I knew how much Yukimaru enjoyed bringing happiness to people. No, I can't take your joy of making other people happy from you. It was the truth, and yet I selfishly wanted him to stay by my side. So please, let's go through with the marriage. I can't bear the thought of being apart. I hate the idea of not being able to see him for decades. My plea was a mix of genuine concern for him and my own selfish desires. My heart ached. Yukimaru's fingers gently caressed my cheeks. It's fine. I could expire tomorrow. We don't know. We don't know. I was unaware of my own tears, and he tenderly wiped them away.
我はそなたのそばにあれることこそ幸福なのだ。それに言うたであろう。我はそなたの座敷わらし。どこへでもついてゆくぞと。
I'm just saying, I'm not planning on it, but it is one of those things where it's like, we are speculating that it's just like, oh no, it could be like decades, and he might have like knowledge that's like, actually, I can't tell you this, but we might not be as far apart as you think. There's a TV show. It's a British comedy. It's called The IT Crowd. You can find it on Netflix. There's actually a really funny episode about like, one of the it's a bunch of people in the IT department, a very dysfunctional company, and one of them was just like, oh, like asking him a bunch of questions, and he's like, about his like health and that kind of stuff, and he's like, oh, okay, like why are you asking me all these questions? It's like, oh, I found this website that tells you like when you're gonna die, and he's just like, what? Why'd you do that? and then the person who like put in all his information just like kind of makes a face, and he's like, what? How long do I have? Like, and then he gets really like paranoid about it. It's a funny episode. It's a funny series. I like it a lot. So, but anyways, just saying, you never know. I'm sorry. Why did I have to fall so deeply in love with him? Why am I so overwhelmed with these emotions?
我も同じなのだ。もうとっくに狂うておる。
Crazy! Cuckoo! Cuckoo for you! His expression was joyful, illuminated by a broad smile. He transformed into his spirit form. Then he grasped my hand like he did once before. It was like when we first met.
我が名は雪丸。あやかしとしてそなたに幸福をもたらすものにございます。我は今日から汝だけのあやかしとなりましょう。
Okay. My personal guardian spirit. So he is giving up. He's giving up his spiritiness.
この時、この言葉をもって 正式な宣言とする。
It was nearly the same declaration as the first time we met, though slightly different. My personal spirit. Yukimaru wore his carefree smile from before and gazed at me.
というわけでよろしく頼むぞ、我だけの愛しい主様。
Oh, he's given stuff up for us, little old us. His smile was heart aching. I took a deep breath and slowly opened my mouth. I cannot vow it now, but even after death, I will be with you, to marry and be reincarnated as a spirit. Not just in life, but to love each other even after death. After I told him that, Yukimaru finally showed me a genuine smile. From then on, and forever, I wanted to be happy so his smile would never fade. For Yukimaru, the one who found comfort in the joy of others.
"まとわりつくしがらみ
Wait,
も
I thought we had another
時間が
chance.
経てば薄まってゆくと麗しい日々にしがみついて一秒でも長く触れさせて孤独や虚しさも丸めて捨ててあげる眩しいほどに光を放ち静かなほどに
Singing.
悲しくて崩れそうなくらい愛しくて溺れてく私は水強な個体昨日の夜の眩しい景色がモノクロのフィルムになる前に何も生まれない争いもきっと何にでも意味はあるから
Okay, let's go. Let's see. Marriage, marriage, marriage. Baby. Here we go. Here we go. A month had passed since then. As I began working at the cafe, I developed an interest in baking. Every Sunday, Koharu would visit and teach me how to cook. Toga spent his days explaining the importance of letting life's challenges shape me. And then one day,
主様、ここがベストポジションなのだ。シートを敷いておいたぞい。
okay. So he has given up being a spirit and is now my personal spirit. And we will reunite, but we do get to see each other now. I think we got everything we wanted. Maybe? I don't know. Thank you so much. And I made sure to bring lunch.
わーい、甘味ももちろんあるのだろうな。
Of course. I turned the custard pudding into a parfait. Everybody loves parfait. Let's enjoy it after we eat. I had a lunch date with Yukimaru. Lately, our days have been spent like this, with him tasting the dishes I'd cooked up. Yay! CG! Hey, you can't start with dessert.
甘いもの好きとしては順番など気にしないのだ。
Yaha, I do whatever I want. Well, it matters to me. Here, try this. The fried chicken turned out pretty good.
確かに美味しいよ。
think I got that, but how about we continue talking after you finish chewing? Since then, our daily routine hadn't changed much. After Yukimaru left the Guardian Spirit Society to become my personal spirit, I felt quite guilty. However, Yukimaru insisted I shouldn't feel bad, reminding me it was his choice. Despite that, I've been thinking of a way for him to be able to return to his role as a guardian spirit. Oh, look who's there! It's Senna! I waved as a ghost friend of mine, Senna the Idol. Yet, he seemed to have forgotten me again and waved with a puzzled look on his face. Huh? Is something wrong?
むむいつの間に仲良くなったのだあれは幽霊ではないか
Senna isn't the only one. I've also started talking to Mary Mary, the urban legend, and Kara Kara, one of the 7 wonders of our school. Oh, that guy. Yeah, the idol.
仲良くなってしまうとは主様は恐ろしいの
I found that once you get to know them, some ghosts are actually very kind. Oh, we didn't get to meet Yui in this playthrough. I'm not scared of them anymore. I can manage my own at school now, except for the one in the toilet. So, I think you could return to the Guardian Spirit Society. I'll be okay. You don't need to stay with me constantly.
そのように考えてくれていたとは感涙である
You gotta save up money. Save up money so we can live really nicely when I move there to the spirit world. He didn't seem touched. If anything, he was laughing.
でももう遅いのだ我はそなたのそばにいることこそ幸福だと感じてしまったのだからな
Nah. But
そなたが悪いのだぞ我をここまで夢中にさせおって今はそなたから離れることなど考えられぬ片時も離れたくないのだだからそのような気を使わなくてもいい
gave up his dreams for us.
ずっとそばにいさせてくれたとえそなたが亡くなった後も幽霊であるそなたの傍らにいたいのだ
It was amazing to me just how much he loved me. I loved him too, of course, even more than before.
そなたを愛しすぎて怖いくらいでなだから他の者とあまり仲良くするでない嫉妬でどうにかなりそうなのだぞ
Or else I will show you what a living nightmare is. Oh no. Oh no. Are we okay? Are we gonna be okay? Even if he was a worm. Okay, I'll be careful. And so we live our happy lives together, each day filling me with warmth and joy. Though to ensure Yukimaru never felt jealous, I found myself giving him even more of my love, so that this joy could last forever. Yay! Aww. Aww. Well, I'm glad we got to have our boyfriend without dying. It's a nice feeling.
主様だけの座敷わらしとなってそれだけで幸福なのだこれからは主様を独り占めにできるわけだが共にやりたいことがたくさんあっての一つ一つ二人でこなしていこう大好きなのだぞ主様
Aww, that's sweet. Well. Look at us, we did it. Okay, I don't know why I thought we had 2 more chapters, but just one. So we done did it. Hey. All right. That means next time we are going to do the Minami route. That's the little incubus, succubus, the demon, the dream demon, the dream reamer. No, reaver. There's this like TV show. It was called Chicago, I think. Wait, no. It was about it's a cartoon about a community college, and there's this like guy who talks about the Dream Reaver, and it's a very silly Doraemon, Dream on, like that. Wait, hold on, that's about to get real loud. But yeah. Anyway, actually, Chotomate. Let me turn this off, and then we'll switch to room mode. Sleep mode, then room mode. Ta-da! No, it auto-saved. It auto-saved after that. It said saving in the top right corner. So we good. But thank you. Appreciate it. Safe. Yeah. I can't believe it. We are making our way through. We're so close. We only have 2 playthroughs left in this game. Wow. This really is one of the longer ones. Most of the time, these games have like five people, you know. So we're working on 9. So 9 rip, 9 boyfriendos. I'm curious what the sequel is going to be like. Is it a new set of boyfriends, or is it the same set of boyfriends? If they do it correctly, it should be the same set of boyfriends, just more stories. That's usually how, like, you know, a lot of these like sequels end up being. But yeah. Wow. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you had fun, and like I said, I'm glad we're on this journey together. Yeah, so my next stream will be tomorrow. We'll be doing Study Buddies lunch. And actually, some things are changing about the weekend. My weekend is actually opening up a lot. Originally, I changed my, like, you know, my yap to like an earlier time because I was like, oh, I thought I was gonna have something at 1, but that actually might be canceled because like we're expecting some weather things in my area. So yeah. So TBD. Hopefully I don't lose power. Hopefully it's not crazy. Oh, same for you, Green Yoshi. Oh, it's scary. I mean, I hope it goes well for you. I hope neither of us loses power. I hope we could still, yeah. You have doubts, but you'll see. I see. I mean, I've had it before where my town has done like rolling blackouts to where it's like, you know, it's like in the long run, it's just like, yeah, you might black out, but or have a blackout, but only just for a little bit, versus like, you know, everyone, you know, having intense like, so you're gonna be without power for a week, you know. So that would be really early for you. I hear ya. You need the power to sew. Oh, that's true. I wonder. I don't know. It's too late to get a backup generator, I guess. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like charge all my things. But yeah. Surrounded by purpose. That's what I was saying. Like, I'm probably gonna do it later because I originally thought I would have something at 1, but I think it's gonna get canceled. So yeah. Had that happen when the hurricane ran through. Oh, right. Yeah. You know, it's funny, like, so, like, maybe a few years ago, like, I think it was a lot of stuff, like, actually, not more than a few years ago. It was, like, during COVID, like, there was a time when my girlfriends and I, the one I gave all cookbooks to, they, like, we talked about, you know, we had a lot of conversations of, like, you know, survivability and safety and emergencies and that kind of stuff. So we had all made a goal that year to, it's like, okay, all gifts have to be something like useful, survival, prepper related. I really liked that. Yeah. It was, so one of my friends gave me this like thing that you can you put it in your bathtub so you can fill it with water and you don't have to like worry about like, if your bathtub's dirty or whatever, it'll be like inside a pouch, inside your bathtub. It's really big. That way, if you need like water, it won't be like potable water, but it'll be water that it's like, if you need to wash dishes, if you need to like clean up, you know, or clean your body, you know, that kind of stuff. So, oh my gosh, for a whole week, that's so much. Yeah. So, and I gave my friends they had just or like they came out with those Cheetos like mac and cheese. So I brought a bunch of like, you know, foods that you can like store for a long time and things. Yeah, clean your body, clean your teeth, brush your teeth, all those things. At least you had water. Yeah. And that happened to me one year where it's like my place did not have electricity, so I stayed with a friend for a little bit, and then their place ended up getting affected, or they didn't have water, and so by the time my electricity came back, I had water, so it was just kind of like, okay, well, why don't you come over to my place then? So yeah, man, it's rough. I like I said, I've been fortunate to where I was not like without things for a week, but that would be pretty rough. So that was also part of the reason for my like mega journey yesterday. Um, I have enough like food stuff like for mochi that if you know like I had enough to where I could definitely get through the weekend, but if it ended up like lasting longer and if there were going to be like shortages at the grocery store, I was like, I need to make sure that I can get the stuff now, or else that's going to, you know, definitely be very difficult for me to like find the things later. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that and same thing for you, Green Yoshi. I hope that it bypasses me a little bit more than we think, and I hope it definitely bypasses you a little bit more than we think. You know, because I've had it the other way too, where it's just kind of like sometimes they under prepare you, and then sometimes they over prepare you. I hope this is a case of they have over prepared us. I did talk to the neighbors today, and they were really reassuring because I was just like, oh, you know, were you here? You know, like have you encountered something like this before? Like, what was it like? And they were just kind of like, oh, yeah, like we have. And we didn't lose, you know, power aside from like the planned like rolling blackouts so that it could more evenly distribute to everyone. And so that was very lucky. And I'm really close to a fire department, and I'm really close to a hospital too. So I might be on some very important grids. So you've made more trips to the store than you would like, and you don't want to think about how scarce the bread may be. You know what? Green Yoshi, so on last Saturday, my girlfriends came over, and we had like a little bit of like housewarming kind of thing. So I'm actually like super good on bread. Because two of my friends, they're of German descent, and they were saying that like, oh, this German housewarming like will give you like bread and that kind of stuff. And for me, I don't really go through that much bread. They both didn't know that the other was bringing bread, so all of a sudden I have a lot of bread. So I'm lucky. I'm lucky. The roads are being well seasoned. See, at least like you know, it sounds like wherever you're at has at least a little bit more thought around that kind of stuff. Where I'm at, we are ill prepared for winter generally. So, yeah. Monkey bread, maybe monkey bread. Yeah. So, but I'm lucky. I've got some resources. So, I mean, in the sense of like, I have bread, I bought bottled water, and stuff like that. So, and like I said, the most important thing, I have mochi food. I'm gonna make more mochi food. Actually, probably as soon as I get off here, I'll make more mochi food. Hiccups. So, yeah. So I like I said, I hope for the best. They locked in because of oh yeah, that's good. See, my plate like my state, I'll say it as a whole. My state as a whole is pretty dumb. Here's how ill prepared we are for winter things. One time, I think it's changed, but like they moved away from like, you know, whatever salt or whatever they put on the ground. They bought this like desalinization like or de-icing like liquid, right? And I think they skimped. I think they paid real cheap for it because the de-icing liquid froze and made it worse for everyone. I'm laughing because if you're not laughing, you're crying. I don't know of, you know, like, it was just really like stupid. I was just kind of like, oh, that thing, that the one job that this liquid has, it didn't do very well. It was just like, it did the opposite of well. It did the worst thing it possibly could. I mean, outside of just like exploding on contact, right? So, yeah, it was very goofy. So, yeah, hopefully that's not the case. Yeah, fail. Yeah, capital, all caps, fail. Yes, yes. But hopefully, things will be different. I don't know. Okay, I could tell y'all because we we have talked about y'all know what state I'm in. But I won't repeat it on stream. But I'm probably, you know. Anyways, it's probably a bad sign when your state representative who got, you know, who got pretty reamed last time he like tried to flee the state during a state of emergency. He has gone on vacation ahead of the news. So sucks. Yeah. What a ding dong. What a ding dong. I hope well, I won't hope anything for him. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. He's going to Laguna Beach or something. I don't know. He's going somewhere. Cancun probably does not want us. I think I think Cancun itself probably would be awesome, but I think Cancun relations would be like, F y'all. F y'all and your stupid. I imagine that they have opinions. But yeah. But temp wise, I imagine they're amazing. But, okay. Well, like I said, I hope for safety, and no blackouts for you. I hope that you don't lose water or power, and that you are able to be fed and warm. But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So hopefully we're okay. All right, with that, I am gonna head out. I'm gonna make a bunch of food for Mochi. Night. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Hopefully I'll get to see y'all again tomorrow. Yeah, so